So I've spent a good chunk of time today getting my e-bike here ready to sell, mainly just because I found one that is running 27.5 front and back wheels, which I prefer. But I couldn't help but laugh as I was replacing all these parts and just going over this thing at how many parts I destroy so quickly. This thing has 120 miles on it, which for a lot of people is probably on an e-bike could be like 5 rides. Which I mean, I ride different than other people, and I'm hefty, so I do more stuff like this. And less just trail riding and stuff. Um, so that's why I destroy stuff. It's not this bike or these parts particularly like their fault that I destroy them. It's just what happens with every bike I have. It can be frustrating though, coming from dirt bikes where if I buy like a new KTM, I get a full year out of it with usually with just regular maintenance and no real issues at all, which I'm not that fast. I'm not riding that hard maybe. But yeah, as I go through this thing, I just can't help but wonder why did I choose this of all things to get into? Because I'm just constantly working on things, spending money on stuff, breaking stuff. Luckily, right now, you can find parts super cheap. But if I was paying full MSRP for all the stuff I'm replacing and buying nice parts and putting them on here, uh, man, I would be spending a lot of money already fixing this thing that I've honestly barely ridden. But yeah, to go through the list of stuff I've destroyed, I've already been working on the thing a lot, so a lot of it I've already replaced. But I'll start at the back. So the rear wheel is yeah, smashed into a rock and took a chunk out of it and sliced the tire and stuff. So tire, wheel, the derailleur. I mean, this was a budget bike, so it didn't have the best parts on it. Like I said, I'm not blaming the bike. It's just me, and all parts kind of do this when I ride them. I already had to replace a derailleur. That thing blew out pretty quick. Anyways, yeah. So derailleur, wheel, tire. The shock is blown. That's why it's not in here right now. But right now, parts are so cheap, I can just buy a brand new shock cheaper than I can get the thing rebuilt. So I just have a new one that I'm going to put in there. So yeah, the pedals, I put some kind of mid-level pedals. These are new ones I'm putting on it just to sell. But bent the spindles on some pedals already. So on the front end of the bike, front tire has been all blown out for a while. This is a new one I put on there. I haven't even put air in it yet. But I was running a car plug in my tire for a long time. And that other one went through like 2 sets of grips. So that's just normal wear and tear. The stock seat, I just landed hard on it and totally folded the seat rails, which I do to a lot of seats because I'm, kind of chubby and I do dumb stuff that breaks seats. But yeah, that's 120 miles on this thing, which really isn't that much. um, but I just thought it was funny. Like I said, not the bike's fault. It's just me. I just destroy stuff. And I think a lot of people do that ride mountain bikes. But anyways, don't let that deter you from buying a cool e-bike, a regular bike. I probably ride regular bikes a lot more. But yeah, don't let that deter you. They're still awesome. It's just a lot of work and kind of money sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to get to replacing the rear tire on this thing and get it cleaned up.